Okay, gang, got a little bit of a situation here. So my last book that I put out, I held up for an extra month. And the reason why was because I was almost finished, but I needed to do some more edits, and I wasn't going to hit the deadline that I had set. So I pushed it back a month. I knew I wouldn't need a month, but I figured, okay, a month, I can always get it done and move it up if I need to. And in that month, I did just what I said. I reviewed it one last time, put in the things I thought it needed, just little tweaks, and I was really happy with it. And after like 2 weeks, it was ready to go. I got some stuff lined up to help promote, and I released it. And a lot of people said it was my best book ever. And there were some neat things in it, I'm not gonna lie. So now, I've written the next book after that, book 5 in that series. That book was Fourth Estate. This one is Five Sparrows. So I got Five Sparrows written, first draft written, and I'm going through and doing the editing process and putting in a few tweaks, a couple of callbacks, different things to really, punch it up and make it solid, like a line of dialogue, make sure it's got the right emotion and stuff like that. And the whole time I'm doing this, I'm thinking, the last book, the fourth book in this series, a lot of people said it was your best book ever. Now this book, the fifth book, has got to be better than that, right? And I got to admit, I'm a little stymied by that thought, a little hesitant, a little intimidated. I'm like, this book's good. If you never read anything else and you read this one, you'd be like, this is a good book. But if you just read the book that everybody said was my best book ever, and then you read this book, does that mean this book has to be my new best book ever? And what if it's not? What if it's just a really good book, but it's not the best book ever? I gotta admit, this got me a little intimidated, but of course the plan is, can't think about that. Make this book the best you can, and go on to the next one. So I get to release this whenever I want. There's not a deadline. It's done. I'm halfway through editing. I got a handful of notes that I got to make sure I did. My big thing is, I feel like I really have to punch up the big climax. I've got the actual ending. That's fine. That part's good. It needs a little polishing. The actual climax scene, like typically where they confront the bad guy kind of deal. And punch that up a little. Make sure I've given you enough hints, but not too many, so that when the ending comes, it's satisfying and inevitable and yet still a surprise. There's the tweak. That's fine. When I get to that part in the editing, it'll be fresh enough that I'll know I either nailed it or I didn't. If I didn't nail it, I'll tweak it again. But still, in the back of my head, gotta top your best book ever.